I never thought my phone could terrify me. That kind of fear was reserved for dark alleys and strange noises at night, not the device I carried with me everywhere. I guess that's what makes this so much worse, knowing that something you trusted, something that was supposed to be safe, could become a window to something inexplicable and dark. It started on a Tuesday evening in late October. I remember because I'd spent the day photographing the fall colors in Central Park for my Instagram, reds and golds against a crisp blue sky. I was scrolling through these photos, deleting duplicates and clearing space, when I saw it. Between a photo of golden leaves and a selfie with my morning coffee, there was an image I didn't recognize, dated 3 days ago. The photo showed a man standing in what looked like a kitchen. Not my kitchen with its modern appliances and marble countertops, but someone else's. All dated yellow wallpaper and brown cabinets that belonged to another decade. The man was middle-aged, maybe in his 50s, with a gaunt face and deep-set eyes. He wore a plain gray t-shirt that hung loosely on his thin frame, and he was staring directly at the camera. His expression wasn't threatening or unusual. He was just there, standing. Something about his eyes made my skin crawl. Pale blue and somehow both vacant and intense at the same time. My thumb trembled as I swiped left. Another photo of the same man, this time in what appeared to be a living room. The timestamp showed it was taken 2 days ago, at 2:13 p.m., exactly when I would have been presenting quarterly reports in the conference room downtown. I remember that meeting vividly because my boss had complimented my presentation. I couldn't have taken this photo. It was impossible. The living room in the image was like stepping back in time. Heavy burgundy drapes with water stains at the bottom, floral patterned armchairs worn thin at the arms, and dark wood furniture that hadn't seen polish in years. A thick layer of dust was visible on every surface, catching what little light filtered through those heavy curtains. The man stood in the same position as before, same expression, same unblinking stare. My hands were shaking now as I kept swiping. Photo after photo appeared, all featuring this stranger in different rooms of what I assumed was the same house. Each image was time-stamped a few hours apart from the last. In some, he was closer to the camera, close enough that I could see the gray stubble on his chin, the slight scar above his right eyebrow, and the asymmetry of his features, one eye slightly higher than the other. In others, he stood in darker corners, barely visible except for his outline and that unchanging expression. The photos had perfect composition, like someone had carefully framed each shot. But I knew I hadn't taken them. I couldn't have. One photo particularly disturbed me. He was standing at the bottom of a narrow staircase, one hand resting on the banister. The wood was rotting, and the wallpaper was peeling, revealing patches of black mold underneath. But something about that image seemed familiar. I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd seen that staircase before, maybe in a dream or in another life. The longer I stared at it, the stronger the sense of déjà vu became, until I had to close my eyes to break free from it. There were photos of him in a dining room with a chandelier hanging precariously from a water-stained ceiling. In a study lined with empty bookshelves, their wood warped and splitting. In a bathroom with cracked tiles and a mirror so spotted with age it barely reflected anything. In each photo, he remained unchanged. Same clothes, same stance, same stare. But something else was changing. Something subtle that I didn't notice at first. He was getting closer to the camera in each shot. Not dramatically, but steadily. In the first kitchen photo, he had been about 15 feet away. By the time I reached the photos from yesterday, he was barely 6 feet from the lens, and his expression, while still neutral, seemed somehow more aware, more present, as if with each photo he was becoming more real. The most recent photo was from last night at 3:47 a.m. He was standing in a bedroom, illuminated only by moonlight filtering through lace curtains that moved slightly in a breeze I could almost feel through the screen. The camera angle was different in this one, slightly tilted, as if taken from someone lying down, from someone's bed. His gray shirt almost glowed in the dim light, and for the first time I noticed a small dark stain near the collar. It looked old, like rust or dried blood, and it seemed to spread slightly from one photo to the next, like a slow-moving stain. I did what any rational person would do. I checked my phone's security settings, changed all my passwords, and ran every malware scan I could find. I spent hours Googling similar incidents, searching forums for anyone who might have experienced something similar. Everything came back normal. The photos weren't uploaded from anywhere. According to my phone's metadata, I had taken them myself. The GPS coordinates were blank, as if these photos existed in some kind of digital void. I called my best friend Sarah, trying to keep my voice steady as I explained what was happening. She lived 3 states away now, but we'd been friends since college. She knew me well enough to hear the fear beneath my forced calm. She suggested someone might have hacked my cloud storage or gained access to my phone while I wasn't looking. But that didn't explain how these photos kept appearing, or why they all featured the same man in the same strange house. "Have you tried reverse image searching them?" she asked. I had, of course. The man's face didn't match any public records I could find. The house, with its distinctive wallpaper and decay, didn't appear in any real estate listings or historical records. It was as if both the man and the house existed only in these photos, only on my phone. That night I deleted every single photo of the man and performed a factory reset on my phone. I even got a new number just to be safe. I sat on my couch until dawn, jumping at every shadow, every creak of my apartment settling. As sunlight finally started filtering through my windows, I began to feel foolish. Maybe I was overreacting. Maybe there was a logical explanation for all of this. I managed to get through the next day at work, though I kept my phone face down on my desk. My colleagues noticed something was off. I must have checked my phone's gallery 100 times, but the photos remained deleted. By evening, I had almost convinced myself it was all some elaborate glitch. Maybe a bizarre art project that had somehow infected my phone. But as I lay in bed that night, trying to convince myself I was being paranoid, my phone buzzed with a new notification. The sound cut through the darkness like a knife, and I knew, before I even looked at the screen, what I would find. One new photo added to gallery. My screen glowed in the darkness as I opened it with trembling fingers. There he was again. Same man. Same expression. But this time I recognized the room he was standing in. Those were my curtains behind him, the ones I'd bought last spring from West Elm. That was my dresser to his left, still with the water ring on top from where I'd left a glass last week. And the angle of the photo, it was taken from exactly where I was lying right now. I ran out of my bedroom so fast I knocked over my bedside lamp. I spent the night huddled on my couch with all the lights on, watching my phone like it might sprout legs and chase me. When morning came, I called in sick to work and drove to the nearest electronics store to buy a new phone with a new number. I left my old one in a drawer, powered off. But technology has a way of following us now. 3 days later, while using my laptop to catch up on work, I opened Google Photos to back up some documents. There, in the recent upload section, was a new folder. It was empty, but the title made my blood run cold. Coming soon. I slammed my laptop shut and booked a hotel room for the night. That's where I am now. Writing this all down because I need someone to know what's happening to me. Because this morning, when I went to the front desk to extend my stay, something stopped me dead in my tracks. There on the wall behind the receptionist was yellow wallpaper peeling at the corners. The same yellow wallpaper from the first photo. And just now, my new phone buzzed. One new photo added to gallery. I haven't looked at it yet. I can't. Because I know what I'll see. That same man in this same hotel room standing exactly where I'm sitting right now. And I'm starting to understand that wherever I go, whatever device I use, these photos will keep coming. Because maybe they're not just photos. Maybe they're warnings. Or maybe they're promises of what's to come. The sun is setting now and I don't know where to go. I don't know how to escape images that follow me through every device, every account, every attempt at running away. All I know is that somewhere out there, in some house with yellow wallpaper and rotting stairs, a man in a gray shirt is waiting. And somehow, some way, he's getting closer. Last night I dreamed about that staircase. In the dream I was climbing it, each step creaking under my weight. The wallpaper was peeling worse than in the photos, curling away from the walls like dead skin. At the top of the stairs was a door, and behind that door, I woke up before I could open it, but I swear I could smell dust and decay in my hotel room. This morning I tried something different. I took a photo of myself just to prove I still could. When I checked the image, my blood turned to ice. There I was, standing in my hotel room. But in the mirror behind me, barely visible in the background, was a figure in a gray shirt. The photo disappeared before I could show anyone. But I know what I saw. I think I finally understand what's happening. These aren't just random photos appearing on my phone. They're a countdown. Each image brings him closer, makes him more real. And the house in the photos? I'm starting to remember where I've seen it before. It was in my hometown, on the corner of Maple and Elm. It burned down 20 years ago. I used to walk past it every day on my way to school, and I always thought I saw someone watching from the windows. A man in a gray shirt. My phone is buzzing again. Another photo. And another. They're coming faster now, and I can't stop them. In the latest one, he's not just standing anymore, he's smiling, and his hand is reaching toward the camera. I don't know who will find this or when. All I know is that the photos won't stop until he reaches me. And I think that's him knocking on my hotel room door right now.